We're in. Welcome back to the Safety Meeting Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Isaac Heckert. Today's guest, Case Norton. He's famous for many reasons. One, he's got a clothing line called Pharaohs, like Egyptian pharaohs, but like spelled Fair Rose. Cool story about how that he came up with that name. He also has a company called Norton Anti-Wires because his last name's Norton. No relation to Edward. Or maybe there is. Tune in to find out. We met on set. He's also a camera operator for the show Big Brother. So he walks us through what that kind of life is like. And we had a great chat. We've known each other for a very long time. We're pretty good friends. But he's indisposed lately because he's got a new baby. Tells us all about his new kid and what it's like raising a kid in Corona world. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Leave us a comment and let us know what you think. And we'll see you next time on the Safety Meeting Podcast. Thanks for watching.
Abelson, he's interested still. And I just went off that business model because I like high-end clothes. Like I love high-end designer shit. And I was like, a lot of this shit, I mean, even Supreme, like this is a nice shirt, but what it sells for in the back end, it's stupid. And it's like, I paid normal price for it, right. But I was like, that business model works.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make decent designs on high quality fabrics, and originally it was a play on pharaohs, on like Egyptian pharaohs, but actually it's Fairfax and Melrose, which is kind of the epicenter of where my life and my career started after college.
Wow, that's pretty.
Because I lived a block
cool
away
story
from there.
Yeah, you lived
Spalding and Melrose. Yeah, literally 2 blocks away. So,
how long have you
Pharaohs?
been?
So what?
Well, when did you move to Woodland Hills?
Well, we moved to Encino about 1.5 years ago, and then Jackie got pregnant, and then we had mold in our apartment, and we were trying to break our lease because of that, because there was like, it wasn't us, it was major rain through the walls and all this crap.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, and I was like, guys, this is messed up. My wife's pregnant. Like this has a clear effect on fetuses.
Right.
Like, do you not care? Do I need to just get a lawyer involved?
Yeah.
And then finally we did an at-home mold kit because they tested the air and they said it was fine, and I said screw that.
Yeah.
I bought 3 at-home mold tests. Put it where in all the spaces that it was, all showed up positive, sent them in, and I was like, okay, we have a problem. Either you can let us out of the lease right now, or it's going where it's going to go. And they're like, okay, all right, whatever, get out.
Right.
So we got our full refund back. Our insurance was able to cover help with moving and costs. And we moved to Encino about 1.5 years, and then we moved from there to Woodland Hills last July. 3 weeks before my son was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Jackie did all the heavy lifting and the couches and the beds and stuff. You just kind of hung out and just watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
man, that's insane. Have you ever heard of anybody that's had bed bugs?
No.
Dude, I had a buddy that had bed bugs in college, and that shit doesn't go away. Like, you just have to like walk out of your apartment and be like, buy things I used to have. Because
this would be the perfect time to get bed bugs.
Oh, God, dude. I can't imagine what else could possibly go wrong. I've got some friends that are going through some stuff, and they're just like, in addition to this going on, you know? It's like, if you got to take, you know, your pet to the vet, or if somebody...
Our cat, fuck, we had to put our fucking cat down in the second week.
Oh, man.
Or like week 1. And it was like, and that's when we knew that this was going to last for over a month. And we're like, fuck, like all his stuff. So we put him down that night. I just fucking got rid of everything of his. It was, I, you know, got it, you know, okayed at first, but I was like, I got to get rid of all this shit because we got to start tomorrow new. Like if this is going to be every day,
right,
being here, like we got to get rid of everything.
The cat, you had to put the cat down when you got locked down, or when you moved there from Encino?
After we got locked down.
Wow.
So they didn't even they let us in, even though I guess it might have been against the law. But they like everyone was lined up in their cars to like just give their animals to them to get whatever done, and then ours was like, we're not seeing him again. Can we bring him in? And like, can we be there? And they're like, yeah. And like, they couldn't even give us tissues to like help us from crying. Like they felt horrible, but it was like a thing, you know. They couldn't do it.
Wow.
It was so bizarre, man. It was like the weirdest. It was messed up.
So your cat, to say the least. Your cat had corona?
No, totally unrelated. They do get that though, apparently.
So humans can't get tested, but cats.
Cats and tigers can.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do we need to go there? Have you seen it?
No, I have.
I feel like that's all I've been talking about is the virus and Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Man, what a good time to drop a documentary, though. Like,
it's a great time.
Yeah. Dude, if I ever make
everyone's
a
at
film,
home. It's like, it's like, are you sure? Are you still want to watch it? And like the Netflix pops up. It's like, man, you don't even just get rid of that. You know everyone's watching.
They should take that off. It's depressing. Are you still there? Yes.
Yes.
I'm still here.
I'm changing my kid. God, I live here for 30 days.
You should just get a little motion sensor on the front of your TV, and if it's not moving, then you're still there on the couch.
Yeah.
Jeez. Man, I've fortunately I have the studio to be able to come to. I'm here by myself, but I'm either here by myself or I'm at home by myself.
Yeah.
So it's just been fucking weird. Everybody that I know that's single is like, dude, next epidemic, I'm gonna quarantine with somebody, and then all my married friends and
you're like, yeah, until you want to kill them.
Right. Yeah. Everybody that's in a couple right now is just like, I can't wait for this to be over, man. I got to get out of here. And then China's starting to release. They're saying they're starting to let people out.
Yeah.
And there's already reports that like the divorce rate's going through the roof. And like people are like,
I bet.
I'm out, dude. See ya.
Yeah. You're like, wait, I can't leave for anything but groceries.
The only way I even like people is not seeing that person for a very long time.
It's the best.
Yeah. Speaking of the best, you're a dad now. We're rolling, by the way. I just started rolling a while ago.
I figured.
You're a dad now.
Yeah.
That's how cool is that?
Dude, it's weird.
Is it?
Every day it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like honestly, everything they say, it's the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I was adopted, so I never knew anyone from my bloodline really. And this is the first time, and I see it in him and his smiles on it. Yeah. It's weird. It's very bizarre. But it's like every day we wake up and he's amazing. But then you look at him, you're like, wait, you're my kid.
Right. I made that thing.
You're like, wait, I gotta fucking take care of you all day?
Right. All day.
All day.
Yeah.
Like, now he's crawling. He started crawling like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, he's mobile.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. My wife's in the other room like fucking Hawkeyeing him right now.
So if you look away for a second and you look back, he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's already getting into like cabinets, and I gotta get it. I gotta get on all that stuff.
Do you have the little? You don't have the latches yet, right?
I do, but I haven't installed them because I've just been, I don't know, lazy or whatever.
You haven't had any time.
I don't have time.
It's been super busy lately.
28 days of this already today, and no time.
Are your other businesses like keeping you a little busy? So since we talked about this before I started rolling, you have a clothing line and a I don't want to call it a cable business. It's not like your Spectrum or anything, but like
no. It's a BNC video cable. I sell them all different shapes and sizes. I do right angle, straight end to straight end, anywhere from 4 inches all the way up to I think 48 or 60 inches is the last. Is kind of the cutoff before it starts getting signal degradation.
Yeah.
And I sell those online.
Mm-hmm.
I sell them at Film Tools, Hot Rod Camera, Expendables Recycler, and Van Nuys even has them.
Yeah. That's cool.
And so I've been doing that for a couple of years, and that's been great. That's been able to give me some free money to do some other interesting things with my business, or buying gear or buying monitors or whatever.
Right.
And also help me giving me some money to fund my clothing brand Pharaohs, which is a play. I don't know if we were recording during that, but it's a play on Fairfax and Melrose in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of where I started my full career after college, where I lived for about 6 or 7 years. I run both of those. Pharaohs has been pretty cool. I did a play on a clothing brand, Antisocial Social Club, and I did Antisocial Social Distance Club.
That's pretty funny.
It was just a joke at first, and then everyone started buying it, and so it was funny because I'm actually not really making like any money off of it.
Oh yeah.
I was just trying to do a quick thing and have people like it, and shipping costs alone are through the roof.
Oh right, because everything.
But I'm making a little bit, nothing important. If they want to sue me, they can come at me for the $10 I've made.
Right.
And then I've sold, quite a few of those. I've had a lot of people interested in that. So
did you drop those since the coronavirus, or did you already have a social distancing thing out before?
No. It was because of that. I just kind of made a thing and posted it, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, I want one!" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, sure."
That would be wicked crazy if you had already had it.
I like planned it like The Simpsons.
Yeah, everybody be looking at you like, dude, you've had this shirt out for like a year. What's up?
There's gonna be a thing.
Yeah. Do you know about the comet?
Which comet?
On the 29th or 30th, there is a comet headed close to the Earth.
Oh, sign me up.
It's still going to be further than the moon, I think.
Okay.
And it's breaking up a little bit. But if you're a conspiracy theorist, like your boy right here, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but I think there's a lot of coincidences happening right now.
Yes, I agree.
But there's a running conspiracy theory right now that says that they've got us all locked in our houses because they don't want us all out in the streets panicking because a meteor is going to come and crush the Earth in 20 days.
I mean, I don't know. I welcome it.
Bring it.
At this point.
Yeah.
Who cares?
As long as it hits like Russia or somewhere on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
It'll still probably crack the Earth in half and we're all done. But
it's fine.
It's better than staying inside all the time.
Who else gets to say they lived through the apocalypse? It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
If this is it, I mean, shit.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
I always thought the apocalypse would be like one day was normal, and then the next day we were all Walking Dead groups.
Like raining hellfire, zombies everywhere,
like,
killing everyone.
Like a hard action, like apocalypse now kind of thing. But it feels like we're just kind of wading into the baby pool of the apocalypse. Like,
yes.
Oh, this is nice. Okay, I'll go up to my knees. Now I'm up to my nuts.
And everyone's slowly getting their water bottles and TP and
yep.
Weapons ready. And
oh yeah, for sure. Gun stores are sold out. So
I got a stun baton that I'm ready to use on someone. So
there you go. What's up? Because you're gonna be able to charge that thing when the grid goes down.
It's ready.
Well,
my bed.
How long is it gonna last when the grid goes down?
I have universal power supply backups.
Oh, cool. Do you have
those things that DITs have? I got a couple of those.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. It'll last a few tases.
You just fill that window behind you with 2 solar panels, and you're good to go.
Oh, I'm good, baby.
Do you know any preppers? Do you know any people that are like, see, I told you guys, y'all needed to get some toilet paper 10 years ago?
Not per se. I know people who said that they should be prepared, but nothing to that extreme. No. Yeah.
Well,
I've been trying to buy. Wait, what's up?
I was gonna let you finish, but I was gonna back it up and tell everybody how we met.
Yeah, sure.
Which was what, on a music video like 12 years ago?
Yeah,
it was a long time ago, man. We used to rock and roll. So you went to Brooks, right? Not Brooks. You went to Northridge.
I went to Cal State Northridge.
Northridge, and then right out of college, you moved like 4 miles down the street to Hollywood from Northridge. It's a straight line. I'm getting
sure.
I hate that I can't turn my text messages off while I'm recording. And then how did you get in the biz?
I actually got in the biz, luckily, when I was 17. I'm from San Luis Obispo, California, right in between LA and San Francisco. And I knew I wanted to get into the film industry. I didn't know really how to. And I was searching Craigslist one day in the summer in between my junior and senior year. And there was a feature being shot, super indie film being shot, and they needed a PA, a local PA. And it was like 20 minutes away. It's like 6 to 8 weeks, 16, 18-hour days, no pay.
Wow.
And I quit. I applied for it. I immediately got hired, and I quit my paying job.
Wow.
And because I was a kid, I still lived with my parents. It was fine.
And they hired you at 17. Did you have to give them a work permit or anything?
No, I don't think. No, there was so much shady stuff going on, but it didn't matter. I had a blast.
Bring the kids in here. Let's get more kid workers. Holy shit, dude, that's crazy.
So I was a PA on that, and then I did a couple little local things here and there throughout my senior year. Nothing big. I did all the films that there was a film class, and I was heavily involved with those. And then I went to Northridge, and then I started, PAing on music videos and little commercials here and there, little shorts, all that stuff, little webisodes. Yep. And I kind of just worked my way up, and that's kind of where I met you. I started working for this company pretty heavily, and that's actually where I met my wife. She was doing hair at the time, and then I kind of just slowly worked my way up through there till I was about 19 or 20, and then I needed to take a cinematography class as a technical class at Northridge, and I loved it. Yep. Fell in love with it. Immediately knew I wanted to be in camera department. Immediately, all my other contacts for production, I said, I'm a camera guy now, not a PA.
It was like overnight, too. I was like calling you. I was like, what's up? You want to work? And you're like, nah, I'm going camera.
Nah,
I was like,
I'm good.
Whoa. And then you kind of took off pretty fast. Like, did you went from second to first like really quick, right?
I started first thing.
Like right off the bat.
Right off the bat. I got super lucky. It was a very low budget horror film.
Did you know how to pull?
First, hell no.
Oh God.
but I learned very quickly. I mean,
on
it was
somebody else's dime. That's funny.
But it ended up turning out great because nothing was super hard. It was all in like a 5D Mark II.
Oh yeah.
And it was all like still lenses. It was like nothing crazy, no Steadicam, no Mobi. This was pre-Mobi era.
Right.
And I kind of learned how to better my craft and how to like figure everything out. And I had a pretty good mentor as a DP, and I haven't worked with her really since, but she did teach me a lot. She doesn't work anymore, I don't think. But yeah, and I kind of just learned the ropes from there and did a few more movies with those producers and the director and all that. And just loved it. Fell in love with it.
So for those people at home that aren't as familiar with the film business as us, the hierarchy of the camera department is the DP is basically overseeing the camera department, but the head of the department
is the head honcho.
Yep. And then the first AC is kind of the boss man, and he is all things operating and, well, not necessarily operating. There could be an operator. Correct me if I'm doing all this wrong. And then the second AC, and then there could be. Do you guys ever have second ACs?
No. So in the union, they don't have camera PAs on non-union stuff. Sometimes they'll have camera PAs, which is essentially just whatever the second can't handle. Meaning, not that they can't handle everything. Most seconds are absolutely amazing at what they do, especially career seconds.
Yeah.
But like a camera PA will be like on the bottom, and they'll kind of get coffee and help kind of organize the cases, just for when you load into a location, just for kind of getting everything ready. And then when you load out, they'll have everything ready to go. So you can just take the camera apart, put everything back, and then they'll start loading up the truck or the van or whatever it is.
Yep.
Above them is a second AC, second assistant camera. They're in charge. They're not only in, a lot of people would think they only slate. They do everything else but slate.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they are the best.
Right.
Clean lenses, get you lenses, do camera notes for distances and all that, especially if you have special effects shots and you need to know what the distance was, the height, all that stuff to send to a VFX people.
Right.
They help with that.
They help keep
the camera department sane.
Yeah.
Honestly, without a second, you're going to have a rough time. And I get screwed a lot as a first. A lot of times I don't get a second.
I hear that.
Also, I mean, as a union operator, I can't work as a union first anymore. It's a long story.
Wow.
So all my stuff is non-union firsting. So a lot of times I just take it. I'm the only AC, and I've learned to be good at it. I've learned to, like, I bought myself the top of the line camera cart. Yep. So I can do everything myself. Like, I've learned to just, be a one-man band on that.
That's tough, man. It's hard enough being a first, let alone not having any support.
Yeah.
I have a friend. Do you know Seton Trotter? He's a lifetime second. Like, he just doesn't want to pull. He's directing stuff on the side too, so he's not going to be an AC for his whole life. But the whole camera thing. What I'm trying to convey, I guess, is how hard it is to be a first, because pulling focus on a camera, keeping things in focus. A lot of people, like, they pull their iPhone up, they point it at something, and everything looks sharp.
Right.
But on film cameras, there's a person keeping it in focus.
Right. So when you have 5 people in the shot and they're all walking around and someone has a different line every time and the camera's moving, you not only have to know where the camera was and know the distance between the camera and the person talking and the next person talking and so on and so forth, and everyone's moving. As soon as the camera starts moving, that adds another dynamic element. Right. And you have to be very good at what you do, but a lot of the times, I mean, nowadays you don't get rehearsals.
No.
You just go for it. And then, so nowadays you have very high definition monitors. You have wireless focus units that allow you to, not be stuck to the camera, but be able to move around and see the distances between everything. You kind of need the right gear to do the job. And so that's what I invested in, all the right gear for myself.
Yeah.
Because I said, screw it. I'd rather be able to do my job effectively than to be screwed all the time.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I'll be on set and the director will be like, focus. And I'm like, hey, that not only are you standing behind the first AC and his monitor, but you're yelling that in the guy's ear that's doing that job.
Yeah.
And you said, I don't want to rehearse. So that
Yeah.
guy doesn't know what he's doing yet until you give him 3 takes.
Yeah.
So I'll stop a set and be like, do you need a rehearsal? Because
Yeah.
it's just faster to rehearse.
Yeah, and you've done that for me before. I mean, when we were up in the desert and we had that sci-fi space cowboy shoot or whatever.
Oh man, you're going deep, dude. I'm
going deep.
Yeah.
Like up in Bodfish, when we stayed in Bodfish and we shut down that saloon all the time.
Ooh.
So there were several shots like that where it was, okay, guys, we just give us like 2 rehearsals. Let's just look at this.
Was that because it was the rocks and the canyons and the?
Yes.
I overslept one day.
Yes.
Oh man, I want to say the producer's name, but I don't feel like beeping it out later, so we're just gonna.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, never again with that, dude. You got a long?
Right.
Do you have a long list of people that you won't work with anymore?
I have a list that basically says "do not answer."
Yeah.
I've burned several bridges, and I've been much happier because of it.
Oh, 100%.
It's like, the best. I don't need.
I'll burn bridges that I'm standing on now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, this sounds like it's on fire. I'm just gonna light this up.
Well, honestly, ever since having a kid, I don't care.
Right. Rather be at home with the kid. Yeah. Like either be a fun job to work on. I guess we should tell people that when you're operating, you're working on. Can we talk about the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're an operator on Big Brother.
I am on CBS's Big Brother, the summer show. Yeah, I got on that season 15 in 2013, summer of 2013.
Wow.
And that was a season that it decided to flip union. So I had all my days lined up to join as a first AC.
Mm-hmm.
I had submitted everything, and then I was on the show, and they were paying peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
And it finally flipped. Because I got offered it the year before, but I didn't take it because I didn't understand the contract. Like, I don't know, whatever. It didn't make sense to me, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be a backup and be missing things, so I can't do it.
Yeah,
that was stupid. But they offered it again the next year, and I took it, and then it flipped union, and I've been a union operator ever since because that show keeps coming back.
Right.
You know, it's 4 months of work every year.
As an operator.
Can't turn it down as an operator.
And the operator rate beats the first AC rate?
Normally.
Yeah. Or is it a weekly contract, so you're kind of like...
Well, with the contract we're on now, I make way more as a first AC.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Way more.
Do they have ACs on the show, or are you pulling as an operator?
They're getting ACs, and I might have had something to do with that. So whether or not I get hired on this next season is probably because of that.
Right.
Yeah, I went up the hierarchy. I said, hey, we've gone 10 seasons now because we had a couple in between seasons, so it wasn't 10 years, but it was 10 seasons worth. I'm like, this doesn't add up. I'm like, we need ACs. This is a union show. How do we not? We have camera PAs. This doesn't make sense.
Right.
So I took it to my supervisor. They told me to go to HR. I talked to HR. I didn't care. Everyone else who would talk to HR, something happened to them, and I didn't care because I just
you never heard from them again, or they got fired.
No. They got yeah. Things didn't go their way, and so I talked to HR, and they were like, well, we think we're doing everything by the book. Talk to your union if you do. And I'm like, if you think you have a problem. I go, oh, okay, you said that. I'm going to do it.
Right.
And I did. And they said, oh, yeah, it's a major contract violation.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing everything's going by the book now. But no, on non-union stuff, I get more mostly because they, with the union show, you get your health insurance benefits, and there's a lot of benefits that come with whatever rate you're getting. Mm-hmm. But on non-union stuff, I don't have that luxury.
Right.
It's assumed that I'm paying for my own insurance and all that.
Right.
So when they ask me what my rate is, it's up here.
Yep.
Not only that, my wife does hair, and our babysitter is like $200 a day anyway. So it's like I got to be making some good money if I'm going to be away from my kid all day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It has to be worth it.
Right.
Especially if I'm going to be out. I mean, a 12-hour day for me, I'm in Woodland Hills. That's 14, 15-hour days of traffic.
Oh yeah.
Away from my kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like babysitters $20 an hour. It's like that could add up. You know
totally.
What I mean?
Yeah. It's got to be worth it, or it's or you get to spend the day with your kid, which has also got to be enticing too.
Exactly.
When it's not a complete lockdown and we're not all in a pandemic situation. So
he loves it though. It's funny.
Are you working towards directing or DPing? Is that a thing, or are you happy with what you're doing?
Nope. I am where I need to be.
Yeah. So
the only thing I want to do is grow my businesses.
yeah. So in addition to the clothing line, which you can see on your hat right now, Pharaohs, or I pronounced it Pharaohs, like I don't know why the robot
What was that?
I don't know. It's supposed to be walk like an Egyptian, but I did the
Sure.
robot instead.
That was a robot.
And people listening at home have no idea what I'm doing with my hands. I got to keep that in mind because I've mostly transitioned the show over to YouTube, and I'm focusing my efforts on YouTube. But there's still quite a few people that listen to the audio only platform, so I got to keep that in mind. But that's the whole goal, is to grow the clothing line and the cable business. And
yes. So, yeah, in this lockdown, the only way to stay sane has been to do the same exact thing every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunday is my rest day. But every single day, I've been taking Orange Theory, which is our fitness place that we normally go to, but they closed it down. They do episodes on YouTube every day now.
Oh, cool.
So I've been doing the 45-minute workouts every single day, except Sunday. And there's a bunch of Ivy League schools that are offering. There's like hundreds of classes available online for free,
right,
as long as you audit them and you don't take the quizzes. In that case, you'd have to pay to get your certification, but I don't care. So I've been taking entrepreneurship business classes online just to kind of get a better understanding of how to actually run a business, because I never went to business school.
Right.
I just knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to sell cables because I knew I could get them for fairly cheap and make some decent money off them. And
right,
I wanted to do the same thing with clothing. Clothing kind of took a little, I was in a little more than I could afford for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have time, I'm just trying to learn how to do it right. And
yeah,
so it's been great.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm not taking the classes, but as far as like, I'm building the airplane on the runway as far as this business is concerned. So like, we'll get stuff from, the tax board or something in the mail, and I'm like, okay, we got to pay this $800 for incorporating every year. Oh, okay, that's great. Like,
yeah,
it's just
which is actually not bad.
It's not, especially if you pay it quarterly or whatever. But like, there's always a bill always comes at the wrong time.
Yeah,
it's always like bam. So I mean, we're breaking even right now with some other things that we have going on, which is amazing. But I'd like to start turning a profit. That'd be nice.
Same. I had another business that I was doing for a year and a half or 2 years with a buddy of mine, and it fell apart. I ended up having to pay. We had like a website developer. We were trying to do this whole thing where it was basically, I'll say it now because someone else apparently already did it, and they did it better than we were going to do. But essentially, it was the Artemis Viewfinder app for directors. But you would be able to choose. It would give you an actual overlay of what the camera sensor would look like, as well as what a lens would look like almost exactly, and a filter combination. So you'd have all the filters available. We had a massive hundreds of pages of data that we did. And
you were building this into an app?
We were going to do an app. We were going to start with a website at first. Then it just got so out of hand, and I had no time because I was doing everything myself again, basically. And so it just went to crap. So that put me out a little bit too. But I learned, and it's not the end of the world.
Right.
Life moves on. Just because something fails, who cares? Keep at it.
Yeah, Edison failed couple hundred times before we got the light bulb.
Yep.
And now we have tons of very small light bulbs called LEDs.
Yep.
Why are those lights so expensive? I mean, I probably should ask this to a gaffer, but those RE lights are really, they're $7 or $8 a piece for like the M60s. Like, it's like unreasonable to own unless you're like a lighting dude.
But you think about how much a tripod tie down costs. They charge $35 for a nut or for a little bolt. You're like, I can go to Home Depot for 20 cents.
Yeah, it's true. There's two industries where the upcharge is absolutely ridiculous. If you put wedding on anything, wedding cake, that's $20,000. This regular cake's $20. Or if you put the film business on it, it's like, well, this is a film business washer, So if you could find
certified by Ari.
So if you could find a movie being made about a wedding, you could definitely upcharge. What else is new, man? Like you got, so since I've talked to you, I mean, we haven't caught up in a long time, but when did you and Jackie get married?
2017. January 2017, on the rainiest day of the year.
Outside wedding?
No, inside, thank God. It was at Wayfarers Chapel in Palos Verdes. Beautiful chapel. All the glass.
The True Blood.
It looked amazing with the rain as in the backdrop, and just the the atmosphere of it was amazing. But the day before when we had the rehearsal, it was bright and sunny. It was
Sure.
slap in the face.
Right. Did you have your wedding photographer on the rehearsal day for any of that stuff? So you got the nice bright sunny shot?
No, we just had like friends take pictures and stuff. The wedding photographer was so expensive, but
right.
But for what we got, well worth it. I mean, my God,
yeah.
I've seen other people's stuff, and I'm like,
yeah. So. I always thought like if the second parachute, if I ever have to leave LA, I'll just go home to North Carolina and be a wedding photographer.
Yeah,
because it's like $5,000 or something for a weekend.
Starting package.
Right.
One camera, one person.
Ugh. But I don't like particularly enjoy weddings.
Well, you also don't want to deal with bridezillas and stressed out people. It's like that's why you charge so much, because you're gonna hate your life after for a second.
Yeah. And dude, forget wedding videography. Like wedding photography is one thing, but wedding videography, you got to have a drone and a crane and a Steadicam and like.
We had a friend of mine do it, and she gave a good deal, but still a lot of money. And we had 2 videographers and a Ronin. I think it was a Ronin. So we had some movement and stuff. It looked good, but my God, never again. The amount we spent on our freaking wedding is just like,
yeah.
I would never recommend that to anyone. Go to a courthouse, do it cheap.
But your wedding location is actually a famous filming location as well. It's been in like True Blood for a couple seasons and like a bunch of other places. What is it again if people want to look it up?
Wayfarers Chapel, WAYFARER''S Chapel.
I'm gonna slap a picture in the cut so people don't have to go looking it up on their own. But if I don't write it down,
for sure,
then I'm not gonna remember it. Wayfarers Chapel. Cool. So when
got married, started a business, Norton Antiwires. It was a play on Norton Antivirus, and it was originally it wasn't a cable business at all. It was that I knew I was going to buy a bunch of wireless gear, and I needed to be able to write it off because at that time the tax law had just passed where you don't get any personal write-offs. So I knew I had to start a business, and I was like, okay, well that's easy.
Yeah. And
I was it just came to me one day, or like when I was trying to think of my business name, and it just popped in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna roll with that.
Right.
And I'm like Antiwires because everything's wireless. And the whole idea was to have all my wireless stuff, like you literally open up a case, pop it out, and it has a receiver on the back, and it's ready to go. You just slap a battery on, and it's good to go.
Yeah.
And then I started the cable business as part of it under that company, and I sell the cables, and that's what I do.
Do your cables have your name on them, like printed?
Yeah.
On them?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, it has Norton Antiwires on it, so it's individually packaged.
Yeah.
They have a little circular sticker on it, and it has the logo name, and then below it says, the length and what type of cable it is.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And you're like manufacturing those yourself? Are you?
No. I outsource, but
I was gonna say that seems
I
like
tried.
a lot
I tried,
of work.
and I was like, I can't do this. So I looked for a few months to find the right person, the right company to do it, and I found them. It was great.
Yeah.
And yeah,
that's awesome.
That's a good relationship.
I gotta turn you on to the guys in the front studio, but I think they're done. I can't talk about this. I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
They just bought a ton of BNC. So sorry, we should have bought it from you.
I don't
That's
care.
Basically,
dude, it's no sweat off my back.
Right.
I sell a few thousand every year, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, they had to do like 50-foot runs. So I don't know if you're doing.
Oh no, yeah, I think I actually might have spoken with you about that, or no, someone did.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine are super thin, ultra flexible.
Right.
So
they're built for like wrapping around the camera and getting from the monitor to the.
Yeah, mine's for like a clean camera build and a clean like wireless build, like
You're not for doing 100-foot runs and decking out a studio.
No.
Cool. Well, I don't feel bad now. I was just talking on my episode yesterday about how my buddy that I was talking to. Do you know Travis Knight?
Yeah. I worked with you a few times with him.
Yeah, he was like, your show is like you talking to one of your friends about something that other people really don't care about. I was like, you're absolutely right. Like, I don't know how many people are going to pick up on this jargon, but
it's a niche market, whatever.
Yeah, totally. So like, I don't care because I mean, most of the major comedians that I follow, they didn't pick up their following until they got into the hundreds and hundreds of episodes on their podcast. So I feel like I can just burn off. I mean, this is episode 51 or 2. So I feel like I can burn off a couple hundred more and not really worry about. I mean, it's my mom and my sister pretty much. and like 2 other people listening. But we do appreciate both of you that are listening back on there and here. And
Yeah, we have another. Actually, I totally forgot, which is funny. We have another. My wife and I do Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook show. It's all the same show. It's just on those platforms,
right.
And it's called Stout and About, where we go out. Before the pandemic, we would go out and about to different breweries or bars or restaurants that had stouts and porter beers, the little darker ones.
Yeah,
and we drink those and review them. And the episodes are anywhere between like 30 seconds up to 2 minutes, because the TikTok platform only allows up to a minute each. And I figured breaking it up into more than 2 is a little much.
Yeah.
So we've been doing a lot here as well, but it's called Stout and About.
That's cool.
Check it out. We've done about 30 episodes ourselves.
Wow. Are they all out?
They're all out. Yeah. I'll send you the links and all that as well. I don't know if you put things on the lower.
I'll put them in the description.
Yeah.
Stout.
And we do preview episodes too, where it's like I do all the B-roll of the beer that we're going to review on the next episode. It's just a quick like B-roll episode of like to show you what it is and what's going to come, and then the next episode, like 3 or 4 days later, that we drop is us trying it out and all that stuff. A lot of them are themed. Like one of them we just did was it's called Big Ass Money Stout. So my wife dressed super bougie and I dressed like kind of douchey bougie and all that stuff, and had fake New York accents because it was from Brooklyn, and we have fun with it when we can.
Are you guys on? Did you say you were on YouTube?
We're on YouTube, yeah.
Stout.
Hardly any views on that.
Wow. It's so tough, dude.
I mean, we get most of our views from Instagram and TikTok.
Bam! Now you have your second subscriber.
Yes.
That's what's up. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time to make money on YouTube.
Well, hey man, I got nothing but time.
That's right. But I'll tell you what. Wait, did I just subscribe to the wrong guy? No. They're going to monetize IGTV in the same ad rate.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have the app? It's a separate app.
I have the app, but I was doing, because our videos that are longer than 30 seconds or a minute or whatever it is go to IGTV.
Yeah.
Kind of immediately, but I guess if I have to start doing it that way, that's fine.
Well, here's the thing: once you export in 16:9, you want to bring it into a new 9:16 timeline.
All my stuff is 9:16.
Oh, you shoot it in 9:16?
We shoot it for TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Which is all
awesome.
vertical. But there are the couple episodes that.
Oh yeah,
so
it's all vert right here.
When we're out and about, like when we're actually at somewhere, most of the time, if it's a longer episode, we'll do the horizontal.
Yeah.
And then just it is what it is, whatever, just it's the top black bars or whatever.
Does the whole 9:16 fit on the Instagram preview before it kicks into IGTV?
So I do insta size, which will give it that, it'll give it that little border for Instagram so that it can show like at least 90% of it before you click on it and it goes to the actual full video.
Oh, gotcha. I've been doing it the other way. I've been shooting everything 16:9, and then when I want to do IGTV, I'll bring it into a 9:16 and just have a center strip. Otherwise, it'll just auto crop out the middle of the frame, and then you don't know what's in the middle. Or there's like big podcast shows that are like not doing it correctly right now, and I'm like,
yeah,
you guys have 5 million viewers and you can't figure out how to export for IGTV? Come on. The problem with bigger podcasting stuff is that they hire like a really good audio engineer, and then he has to like figure out the video part when they're making most of their money off the ad rev from the ads that are being read for audio. But they're also making a decent amount of money on YouTube too. It seems like you'd get somebody in there to figure it out, but maybe I'm that guy.
There you go.
I doubt it. I got a lot of calls when the pandemic started from companies that were like, "Hey, how do I live stream?" I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know what to tell you. Like, but we need to like conference. I'm like, yeah, cool. Like Google Hangouts, bro. I don't know what they like. Like I'm gonna come to your office and like bring some stuff, and now you're gonna look better on your. The key to all I'm assuming you've been Zoom chatting with your friends and family. It's like.
Zoom is actually, it was kind of giving us crap signal. We've been honestly using House Party, which is that like gaming app. But basically it's like FaceTime or Skype. Yeah. But instead of, you can have multiple people on, and whoever's in the app is like in the house, and then you can invite them into your video conference or whatever, and you play games with them.
What? That
So
sounds awesome.
it's amazing, dude. You got to do it like get it today. I'll play you later.
Yeah.
And it's rad. You can play like a version of Cards Against Humanity, where it's a little more PG.
Yeah.
It's more like apples to apples, but it's like, it's fun. It's like weird stuff, or do Pictionary, and someone draws. You get a time limit to get as many as you can, and it's just stupid.
That
but
sounds way better than Zoom.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Why would anybody want to Zoom if you could play House Party?
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, it's rad.
What else is new, man? You been traveling? You been anywhere fun?
I did a show in Mexico last year, and then I was in Mexico a couple times the last couple years. I've been kind of all over. I did a Super Bowl spot in Kansas City this year.
That's fun.
I've been in Kansas and Missouri like a ton.
Yeah.
The last and Texas like a ton the last 3 years.
You just caught a client that's just based out of there, and they just bring you
Well, there
out?
was a car show in 2017, right after we got my wife and I got married. There was a car show, and I basically lived in Kansas City for 9-10 weeks.
Oh, is it the drag racing one? Street Outlaws?
No. It was what was it called? Gear Dogs. It was a Discovery show. I think it just lasted the one season. But yeah, we were out there for like a while.
Yeah.
I went home every 2 weeks, like every other weekend.
Wow.
Come back, I'd be there for a night and I'd have to fly back the next day.
Oh, that's brutal.
It was, but it was cool. And then, I worked for this. I was an operator for this YouTube show that they took off for whatever reason. It was doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Hanging with Los Henrys, and it was a super wealthy family from Texas, and they would fly us everywhere. Like, I mean, they could have hired local, but they kept bringing us up, which was amazing.
Right.
Full rate, all that stuff, and we would go to massive parties and shoot parties. I mean, we shot like Cardi B, DJ Khaled, like the Migos were there like every time. Like every major artist was like cool with them. Like Alec Monopoly, the street artist guy, was like great friends with them. And
right. And this is
so it was basically
a
just
family in
rad
Texas.
Cars and what's up?
And this is some family in Texas, or is
It was just some family in Texas that like the dad is a super wealthy attorney, like a injury attorney, and he just decided to self-fund this YouTube show that was essentially a shorter version of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Wow.
But it was a Mexican American mixed family.
That's crazy.
It was great.
Yeah.
We shot for like a year and a half. It was off and on a year and a half. So one day they were just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to Mexico City for a week. So we'll fly you out to San Antonio, and then we'll load out the next day on their private jet.
What?
And then like we're in Mexico, and it was like we were in Miami, and we were on like a yacht, and it was like all these firsts that I had in my like to-do list were like immediately check. And I was like, all right, I guess I can just die now.
Yeah. Like all this stuff we thought we were gonna just tick off while we were shooting music videos. It's like, I'm gonna be on a private plane, I'm gonna be on a private yacht, I'm gonna go here.
It was like, in the span of like a month.
Yeah.
It was like then we landed in Mexico, and they needed someone to shoot in a helicopter, and I was like, I'll do it. And this was before all this crap with helicopters, and I was like, I'll do it. And then I did it, and I was like, never again.
What's the crap with helicopters?
Kobe and all this, everyone.
That
being so dangerous. I mean,
yeah,
it was sketchy. Don't get me wrong, but it was cool just being able to say I did that.
Right. Were you there with me in Vegas when we did that one at the Hard Rock with the helicopter?
I don't think so.
Okay, that one got weird. Man. Sorry, I'm thinking about Vegas. I can't stop thinking about Vegas. Anytime you tell me I can't do something, like that's all I want to do. Yeah, and I'm obsessed with going there and seeing what it looks like completely closed.
I know.
And
well, there's probably like Vegas traffic cams you can peek in on.
It's not the same, dude. I want to take a drone and stand on one of the little walkways over there and just fly over it and just see it completely dark. Or maybe they're still running the lights. I don't know. The problem is that when you get out there to see it, there's nowhere to stay. So it's 4.5 hours there and 4.5 hours back from Los Angeles. So you have to make a 9-hour commitment if you just want to go see what Vegas looks like in the dark.
Yeah.
So not doing that. Although, if we can see this meteor on the 29th, I'm going to the desert for that. So I might do a desert camp for that, and then on the way back through, like go out to Dumont Dunes or something. Which, if you've ever seen a movie that has the desert in it, it's Dumont Dunes. It's not actually Africa. And that's halfway to Vegas. Is it raining where you are?
No, Not well, sprinkling. Yeah, a little bit.
It's definitely raining here. My studio's not soundproof, so I hear cars and trains and stuff on the ceiling and whatnot. Well, it's 43. Sorry, I'm a little baked because I did 2 of these yesterday and then I cut till like 11 o'clock at night. You got anything else you want to plug? What else has been going on with you? You got all these businesses going on. You're operating cameras on private jets. You're doing all kinds of cool, fun stuff. And now you're just waiting for if the ban was lifted, not the ban, the social distancing was lifted today. Would you go back to work at Big Brother? Is that in production right now?
I'm assuming they're on hold as well because it takes them a couple months to do all the pre-production. So normally I would have gotten the call by now to be, let known that it's coming back and if I'm interested in all that stuff. Normally I get the call in mid-March, early April.
Right.
But I'm not assuming I'd get a call until after this is over.
Yeah.
We would start in June, so it'd still be a month and a half or so. But I had a bunch of jobs cancel on me, so like I had a bunch of them push back, and so whatever. I'm cool. I'm just riding this whole thing out.
Yeah, I had a 6-day job that I got called for, like right before everything was getting weird, and I was like, this doesn't feel like it's gonna go through, and it was supposed to be like 5 days of shoot and 1 day of prep, and I was like, I don't like those odds. I want more prep.
Yeah.
But before I make a stink about it with the producer, let me see how this virus is gonna go. And then the next day it was like, yeah, this is pushing. Like we're not doing this till later.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool. But hopefully that job comes back. I wonder how busy we're all going to be when it lets up.
I think there's 2 schools of thought with that. It's either going to be everyone's doing pre-production and it's going to like slowly start picking up, or they're doing it now and all these scripts and all these things are getting made because everyone's at home and has time, and it's just going to be slammed.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing 7-day, we're going to be doing 10-day weeks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I wonder if they're going to make us do smaller crews though. Like you can go back to work, but only with 20 people or something. Yeah.
I mean, what if they only allow you to do wireless focus because you're too close to the operator?
Yeah. Like how are we all going to stand 6 feet apart? How are the talent going to stand 6 feet apart? But I've heard that they have, at least in other countries, I can't say that they have it here. I've heard that they have 15-minute tests. So what makes sense is if producers are smart, station somebody at the stage door, scan you, swab you, do whatever you got to do, and then go stand in a holding room somewhere. Yeah. And then when your test comes back in 15 minutes, okay, you're allowed to go on the stage.
Yeah.
And then everybody in that room doesn't have it. Or you can pre-screen for the week, or I don't know. Like it should be, if testing was further along, I think we could go back to work.
Yeah.
But I do think people are going to run out of content soon.
Yeah.
And when people get bored, they're going to go outside.
Yeah.
And then the baby pool of the apocalypse becomes the Olympic diving deep end of the apocalypse. You got any guns?
No.
You want some?
Maybe. Thought about it. There was a time a couple weeks ago where I was like, this could get weird. I should probably go get one.
Right.
But
how are you guys holding up with food? Are you guys doing like culinary? Are you going through all your cookbooks and like cooking fancy stuff at home, or are you like ordering out and supporting like local businesses? And
no, not order as much as I would love to support local businesses, and there's a ton that we love around here.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a gamble.
Yeah.
So we've been doing Home Chef, which is like Blue Apron, and we do it three meals a week.
That's cool.
And it's amazing. I mean, but not only that, we try to go to the store once every 2 to 3 weeks.
That's smart.
And we just spend like $500 and just get everything, get all the booze we need, get like whatever, all the food, everything,
Yeah.
Buy as much as we can legally get at the store, because now there's limits on like milk and eggs and all that. So we've been making, like, I just bought like a 4.5 pound pot roast the other day and just made that. And it's like 4 meals for 2 people, and so we've just been freezing everything. I got 2 pounds we've just been being smart about everything.
Sure. I shop for like a week and then I'm like, I think I can eat the same thing every day this week. Chicken and rice sounds delicious. And then on the third day of chicken and rice, I'm like, oh, Domino's? All right, cool. Send it. Okay, so the kid's crawling now, right? We talked about that right before I started rolling. How long is it? What's the transition from crawling to walking? Like how long before you got to buy some track shoes?
Like 2 months, I think.
Oh man.
I feel like I have friends who's their like 10, 11-month-old kid is like walking.
Yeah. So it's
I'm
just
like,
as soon as they're crawling, they're about to walk.
yeah.
Wow. And what's that process like of watching your kid do first time stuff?
It's amazing. I didn't think I was going to have it with my normally hectic schedule. I thought I was going to be missing everything.
Yeah. So this is working out great. You get to see first crawl, first steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cooking more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working out every day. I wasn't working out every day before because I didn't feel like it. But
Right.
now it's in my living room, so why not?
Yeah.
And it's like now I can lose track of days. Like I said, I'm on day 28, and it doesn't seem like I've been here for 4 weeks.
How many times do you think you've left the house? Do you have a dog? Do you have to walk the dog or anything? Do you go outside?
We have a dog. He's a little Pomeranian. He wears a diaper because he's old and he's a rescue and he's not trained at all and he couldn't train.
Mm-hmm.
So he wears a diaper. He goes there. He walks in the place. We're in a complex though, so aside from getting mail, I've left 3 times.
Wow.
And only one of them was to go to the post office to drop off hoodies from my business.
Right.
The other 2 times were to go get food.
Right.
Like that. Day 1, I think I got food, and then like last week I got food.
Right. And then when you go to the store, do you get all gloved and masked up and like wear a trash bag and do
I don't do gloves because my wife has gloves and they're pink and they don't fit, so it's kind of a double whammy. But
yeah.
I like all black stuff, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
But I have a mask that I wear. But luckily, where we live, like right outside our balcony, is the alleyway. We're on the first floor, so I just pull up, get the Lysol out, do every single individual thing, and put it on the balcony, and my wife just takes it in. So I don't have to It's
cool.
amazing, dude. It's like if we were on the 4th floor,
right.
that'd be such a pain in the ass.
You throwing stuff up and letting her catch it.
Dude, it's the best. We're so lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah, that man. Are you doing no shoes in the house and stuff?
Yeah, except for workout shoes when we work out, but we keep those separate, and then all the other crap we wear out is right by the door. We Lysol everything, and
what do you think you would be more lax on if you didn't have a brand new kid floating around? Like, do you think?
What do you mean?
Like, are you taking heightened measures because there's a baby and you don't want to get the baby sick? Like, would you probably be, or would you do the exact same thing that you're doing
do the
now?
same thing. I have asthma, and I know a ton of people who have died or been really affected by. Not that I know them personally, but I've heard.
Yeah.
And they just had asthma, so I'm like, I don't want to.
You're high risk.
Luckily, I don't ever need to use my inhaler. Like, I maybe use it like 4 times a year if I'm really huffing and puffing. But I just do it for me, just to be safe, and I definitely don't want to get my wife or kid, messed up.
Yeah. That's smart.
But I do the same thing. I mean, it sucks. It's so stupid. You get the mail and you got to like wipe off all the crap you're going to throw out anyway.
Yeah.
It's
like this is going from that box into this trash can. But
and I got to wipe it off. I got to waste a wipe on this crap.
Are you able to find enough wipes? Are you going to Costco?
No, haven't gone to Costco. We've been lucky because Target delivers.
Oh, really?
So we've been getting like just normal snacks from them, and like snacks and wipes, and Amazon occasionally has stuff. And luckily we got lucky with toilet paper. We got like a 30 pack, but it was like the single ply crap that everyone hates. It's like the worst.
I'm sorry, dude. That's the worst thing.
Been trying to eat a lot of cheese.
I'm trying to hold it till this thing is over. You guys need a bidet, man. Wow.
Right? Seriously.
Bidet sales are going through the roof. But did you hear about Sweden? All they did was close, I think, schools and gatherings over 50 people. So their bars are still open. Most businesses are still open. And their numbers aren't necessarily higher or lower than anywhere else. The messed up thing is that we haven't tested enough to know if we're supposed to be socially distancing is working or not.
Right. And I keep hearing that California might have had it a while ago, and that's why everyone's kind of not like I just heard today the ventilator use is only at 32% in the state. It's amazing.
They announced on CNN
8,000 available ventilators that are being unused right now.
Yeah, we're going to send them to another state. I think we're going to send them to New York. They announced on CNN really late last night that we flattened our curve. Yeah. So that it should be a couple weeks now, and then we're going to be done socially distancing.
Well, but the problem is every other state.
That's right. Atlanta or Georgia last week, dude. They didn't do it till last week. So all we can do
4 weeks today, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
All we can do is we can go outside, but you can't come to California. We just got to lock it down. Be like, we're good. We did our thing.
Shut the borders, shut the airports.
No cars. I mean, they're doing that in Florida. They're like, if you're from another state, sorry, you can't come. They're like locking the borders.
They let everyone have spring break at the height of it.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Somebody in an eastern state, one of the governors was like, I didn't know that it could spread from person to person. And it's like, what do you mean you didn't? It's not. He said we didn't know, but we all knew.
Yeah.
And he's in control of a state. I cannot believe this is coming down to a state-to-state choice.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I'm so glad who we have in charge, though. Like, we watched every day at 12 noon.
Yeah.
We turn on ABC, and it's Governor Newsom talking about everything, and that's the only person we get the updates from.
Yep.
It's like half hour, and then the half hour till 1 is like the county.
Mm-hmm.
We get the little briefings from the county, you know, and then that's it.
Dude, Newsom for president. That's what's up.
I mean, seriously.
I mean, I can't believe he's not running. But he had to be governor first. But he's going to be there one day for sure. Like, he handled this like a champ.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get Newsom for president stickers. He's actually here. I wanted him to talk to you. Governor Newsom, come on in for a second.
Yeah, come on in. Dude, so I've been noticing what he does, and my wife said it's probably just so because he stands all day.
Mm-hmm.
But he does these little, like, when he's, like, into it, he'll, like, do these little, like, hops on his toes.
Yeah.
It's, like, it's kind of hilarious.
That's super funny. I was working on something in my comedy routine about when I do, look, when I get a laugh, I'm doing my new move. Is like, you probably can't see it on your camera, but I'm doing these like excited, like but small gestures. Where I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I definitely noticed that he does that too. He's like
He'll be like, yeah, we got a little 8,000 ventilators. And I'm like, tell my wife, and I'm like, now you can't unsee it.
Right. It's like the arrow in the FedEx logo when someone you don't know about it, and then when you know about it, it's all you see.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Well, I'm gonna get you out of here because I got episodes backing up that I got to cut. But it was awesome catching up with you.
For sure.
And I'm glad the family's doing well and staying healthy.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm glad you got 50 businesses just raking in that cash. Hopefully, we'll go out on your private yacht and jet one day.
Oh God, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, you'll come back on too when we can do face-to-face stuff.
I'd love it.
Come see the studio, check it out, help me light this place up, and get my camera angles all fixed up.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, you got anything you want to plug?
No,
we
kind of plugged everything. Pharaoh's official is Instagram. Stout and About.
Hang on.
Is Instagram.
Slower for the old folks. Pharaoh's official.
Pharaoh's official.
Okay. And then Stout and About.
And then Stout and About official.
Oh, everything's so official.
Well, it's because everything else got taken for some reason.
Yeah.
So stupid. I tried buying them out too, and no one answered me on the messages.
Dude, that's the worst. When there's one like an account that got set up 8 years ago and has no activity, and then all you can do is email that account that they don't check anyway, and you're like, I really want to buy this. You should be able to hit up Instagram and be like, yo, inactivity, bro. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
But what's your personal?
A Case of Norton.
That's so funny. And then do you want to plug Jackie's for her hair stuff?
Yeah, so hers is Jackie Fetch Hair.
Cool. I'll put all this in the description.
Yeah, I'll send you the thing because her name's spelled a little unique.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on the show. And stay well out there. If you need anything, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a FaceTime. I'm always on it now.
Yeah, man.
And we'll see you next time on the Safety Meeting Podcast, everybody. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.
See ya.
This show's a piece of shit.